first oil painting I ever did.
Wow.
And
Thanks, Ashley.
I had never done oil before. I'd always done acrylic, and see, I'm a huge blender. So I would always work with acrylic, and I never knew. I was like, oh, I'm terrible at painting. I don't understand why this is like this. And then when my teachers would always try to push me, she goes, Ashley, why don't you try oils? Because you blend so much. And I was like, you know what, Miss Penny, I'm going to try oils. Jumped into it, had no idea what I was getting myself into, because I know oils, if anyone has ever painted with oils, there's like, I mean, still, I paint with oils to this day, and that was 2 years ago, and there's still so much I need to learn about oils that I've been learning over that time span. But this series that I did was a modernized Vanitas series, and it was in a class where we had to do 10 paintings or do a series of 10 paintings, and essentially I wanted to do my Vanitas paintings, and for those of you who aren't familiar with Vanitas paintings, they were popular still life paintings that were done during the 16th and 17th century northern Flanders region. Like Dutch Baroque. I'm a huge fan of Baroque art. I absolutely love it. So I wanted to incorporate it. I was like, if I'm going to do oil paintings, might as well go back to, you know, the authenticity of it, I suppose. So yeah, I chose to do this series. And Vanitas, it means vanity. And it goes back into the theme back in that time where a bunch of painters were obsessed. There was a theme called Memento Mori, and it means you remember you have to die, or you remember you're going to die. And it's the whole idea of mortality, and how I think it's kind of funny because I have a very sardonic personality, so I think it's kind of humorous because it's like talking about the idea that you don't live forever, and there is like these objects in there that kind of poke fun of it. They represented the transience of life into death, and also the uselessness of earthly goods and delights. Like basically, you don't live forever, and you can't take all your precious things with you, which I think is funny, like your material possessions. I don't know. I thought that was kind of humorous, but so. And my dad's a hunter, so I have access to all kinds of dead things and skulls. For example, this is one of his grizzly skulls that he brought back from Alaska. And up top is a raccoon skull I ordered off of eBay. I just thought it was nice. So I got that because I had this huge skull, and all the skulls are big, so I was like, I need something that's going to balance that. So, and in the typical Vanitas paintings, everything means something. It's all symbolic or objective symbolism. So for this one, you have your bubbles. The title of this piece is called Gravity and Bliss. And up top you have these bubbles, which represent the brevity of life, as well as the stargazer lilies that represent the brevity of life. And I thought this was kind of interesting with my concept, but when I picked these flowers and put them up here, and while I was painting, they withered within like 5 minutes. And it was just like, that's perfect, because it kind of plays into the whole idea that, you know, nothing's forever. So, and the skulls are pretty blatant symbolism for death. So, that was that piece. I would pass this around, but it's